Welcome back to the show, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Coming back to listen to all our ramblings.
Have y'all seen the mime from circling the internet over a little dude from North Korea lobbing rockets in the ocean all the time? And,
No.
And it says, one day everyone will realize he's been holding back Godzilla all these years.
He's shooting at something. Eventually, it's going to hit its target.
Did you
God,
see
I hope
where
not.
I just saw this and I'm beginning to be a very fan of Ron DeSantis.
I have been for a while.
He withdrew $2 billion in assets from BlackRock over the ESG.
The what?
ESG is that environmental leftist gibbergob BS that's been going on. Battery this, windmills.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I saw something today about them. They were showing a graphic on if Putin lobbed a nuke, 100-ton nuke, 100 megaton nuke into Kiev, how far out it would decimate things. I was like, why are you showing that? Is this really on the table? Because they were, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was,
Got enough nukes to destroy the world 100 times over.
Yeah, there's no winner in that conversation. I don't even know why they bring it up.
I don't either. I hope it never comes to that. But
Did you guys see the latest Elon Musk news?
no, I did not. What's the
death
latest?
threats.
No, he Friday night he released the information documents and everything showing previously suppressed the whole Hunter Biden stuff.
Oh, really? They had actual proof,
Yeah.
literature.
Yeah, I guess when you own the place, you can figure to find the stuff you want.
When you can talk to code, you can read what they did.
Yeah. He's smart enough to do that. So yeah, he released everything. So there's a big, of course, none of the media outlets really covered it. I think some MSNBC guy cried on air or something like that. But
Over the truth.
yeah, they don't
Most
wanna
of
hear
them
the
do.
truth, man.
Most of them do. Most of them cry about the truth. You can't tell that.
Yeah.
Today I read I was a racist if I voted for Herschel Walker. Trying
What?
to figure that one out. Yeah, you're racist if you vote for Herschel Walker.
Yeah, and you're suppressing the vote. Just against who? I still ain't figured that one out. But
Yeah, I haven't figured that out either.
since we're on a tangent, how is it we still have states that have no voter ID rules? There's no
That's
vote.
crazy.
You do not have to have ID, and you don't have. That means you don't have to be an American to vote. You can
Right.
take the voter registry, which this is the same camp that refuses to purge the dead from it, and go vote.
Well, that's what I don't understand. If you don't need ID, I mean, how there's got to be something. There's got to be something stopping you from just because technically, then I could run all over and just keep voting.
What did
just
they do
don't
in
see-
Georgia? They passed one in Georgia recently. Did they
I
reaffirm?
always have to show my ID. I always
Yeah,
have to
you gotta
prove
have
where I
ID.
live,
You got to do what?
ID.
and I
You
have to
have-
prove I live here.
Yeah. Do you have to show your driver's license, or can you use any form of
I don't know
government ID?
that. I don't know. I think you need a picture ID.
How is the Social Security card a second form of ID?
I don't know. I don't know how it works at the airport because there's no picture on that. That could be
Yeah.
anybody.
It works anywhere. Yeah.
I know. I don't
Makes no
understand
sense.
that.
I'll start handing people my carry license.
They won't take that.
They won't take that.
And it takes more to get that damn thing than it does to get
That's to get
anything
a driver's
else.
license or a regular ID.
Well, no, it's because the way it was explained to me, the Georgia carry ID is not federal; it's state. So the driver's license is federally tracked, whereas the carry permit supposedly is not. It's issued by just the state. It's not federally recognized. That's what I was told. That's why I couldn't use it because it's not federal. It's state.
Hell, they
Whereas a
won't take our
driver's
badge
license is
either.
federal.
That's dumb.
Yeah. But it
But
should
what-
work for a second
should.
form. It's got your picture and your name and your address. It's got everything your driver's license has on it.
And a little more, probably.
Yeah.
It's just FYI, I might be carrying something.
I had to give my fingerprints to get my carry ID. I
Yeah,
didn't have to
same.
do that to get my driver's license.
Well,
did?
your driver's license had your birth certificate, which may have had your toe prints at one point in time. I don't know what they put on them anymore.
Not on mine.
They took mine. Mine had 2 baby prints on both feet off the back.
Mine doesn't. And
Sure.
mine's a reproduction.
They stole my birth certificate, told me they'd have to reissue it, had to mail it in, charged me for a new one, and sent some shit I could have put on a damn Xerox machine in better quality.
Mine's a certified copy. I mean, it's notarized and everything. I mean, it could be anybody. It doesn't have a picture on it. How could it? It's the day you were born. I could steal that from anybody.
They stopped doing the footprints the day after you were born, Jason.
I don't know if my original one had anything on it or not, but I remember when I was in elementary school, I was in third or fifth grade. I can't remember which, but that's when Adam Walsh got killed, when they found him not far from my house, actually, a few miles. When they found him decapitated in that freaking canal, they in Florida, that's when they started 10 carding all of us in school. I got my fingerprints taken in fifth grade in the elementary school. They did us all and gave our parents copies, and our parents sent in good pictures of us to have on file with the school, so in case anything happened, that they could send the police, hey, this is what he looks like, here's his fingerprints, whole 9 yards.
It's a good question. They did that to us too. I think it was voluntary though, but I wonder what they did with that data.
It was kept in a school system, as far as I know. But
well, it was the sheriff's department that did ours, and they had it.
I don't know who came in. I was in fifth grade or whatever it was, so I don't remember exactly how it went down. I just remember doing it with actual ink.
Yeah.
Because we were running around and putting our fingerprints on the walls and shit, and they were yelling at us.
Yeah, it's like the cafeteria. They ran us in and out.
Yep. I don't know if it was voluntary. I'd have to ask my mom. But I mean, all the parents were like, yeah, go ahead. They didn't give a shit. They were like, yeah, go ahead, do it. That's fucking, it was better for them to have all that on file so they would know. I don't know if our kids, I don't know what they have now other than fucking just track kids on cell phones.
I mean, when's the last time you heard of Crown Dog McGruff? Do they even do that in schools anymore? There?
They stopped that when I was in elementary school.
The crime dog?
Yeah, shortly after.
McGruff. A fucking hound dog in a trench coat. What the hell?
In Dare.
Yeah.
Dare not around anymore?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, they still have him here. Or is it still Dare?
My name might have changed something else.
Because one of the guys in my group, Chris Womack, who was the chief of police here in Douglasville, he's one of the ones that started Dare. He went into all the schools here in Douglasville when he came back from the Marine Corps. That was one of the things he was doing. Became a police officer in Douglasville and started going to all the schools. I don't know, this whole world's weird now. It's weird the way our parents just let us go. I know we've talked about this 100 times, but I would leave the house Saturday morning on my bike. I wouldn't see my mom till dark. And we didn't have phones. She had no way to track me. She just like, all right, have a good one. Yeah. And I wouldn't come home till shit. If my son left when our kids were little, I'd have been fucking losing my mind. Where the fuck is he?
We don't even like ours like going outside by themselves. That's
no,
sad.
It's such a different world. Yeah. Even in the backyard, you're like out there watching them, like making sure nothing stupid happens.
I'll turn the driveway camera on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of us carried something, at least a knife. It wasn't a question.
Some type
you know what I mean?
Well, shit.
Or you could run really, really fast.
We were in such big groups, though. Like when I was younger, I didn't start carrying a knife until I was like 11 or 12 or something like that, when my grandfather gave me one. So like when we were 8 or 10, we were running the neighborhood on our bikes and freaking going from house to house, neighborhood kid to neighborhood kid. You knew where anybody was by where all the bikes were. Whoever's yard had all the bikes, that's where everybody was. And that's where you'd run in, and you didn't even knock on fucking friends' doors. You just ran in their house. Hey, Mrs. Johnson, you fucking, they're in the back, keep going. And you fucking just run through. They never even questioned it. Now, if a kid ran into my house, I'd fucking take him down right there in the living room. What the hell are you doing?
Well, nowadays they might be trying to squat. You
Yeah.
can't get them out for a squat.
I'm just saying, it's just such a different world. It's sad in many ways. It's I guess it's better in some, but for the most part, it's definitely not as free
No,
as it was.
you can trace a lot of it back to multitude of things, but when the cell phone army started trying to police and raise their children through the end of a phone, everything's gone to shit.
Well, I don't even think it was so much that as it was we were scared. We were scared for our kids. It wasn't that I didn't want them to go outside and play. I was just worried. I didn't know anybody. Of course, me and the wife didn't have the luxury of growing up here. So I don't know. We didn't know the area either. I don't know anybody here. Like,
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with like the media and things you see. And like constantly hearing about this kid getting kidnapped or that kid found dead in the woods somewhere,
Yeah, how much was actually happening back when we were growing up that we just didn't know about because they just didn't let it out. The media wasn't as prominent, and there was also no social media. Now the news really has no choice but to stay on top of all that shit because it's going to come out on either Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it's coming out.
Yeah, population was about half too.
Information travels so fast.
It's ridiculous how fast. And it's like shit you probably shouldn't know. Shit I don't want to know. And I find out about shit that I don't want to know about. I don't give a fuck that Kim Kardashian got butt implants or whatever the fuck. Why do I know that? I shouldn't even know her. She's never been on anything but that fucking Kardashian show. But yet I know her goddamn name. Well, and she did a porn or whatever it was with what's his face.
It wasn't a porn, it was a sex tape.
Yeah, whatever. Same shit. There was naughty parts involved.
Ain't no doubt about that. All right.
But there's just shit you hear about now that you just, I mean, literally stuff you don't want to hear about. You hear about it.
Yeah, it's like 100 million difference in our generation.
100 million?
Close to
That's
it.
really not a lot. Just in America, you mean?
Just America, yeah.
100 million what? What are we talking about?
People between our generation and this generation.
About the time frame we were out running around like a bunch of fools.
I mean, we were doing the same thing, almost, 20 years later.
I think it kind of came to a halt in the 2000s era.
Yeah, I think, a lot of things had to do with that. Media being one, the more visibility on everything, social media. Karens. I think Karens had a lot to do with it.
I'm about done with them motherfuckers. I see. That's another thing I wish I didn't know about. I wish I didn't see. And some of them, I can't believe it's real. Is that chick really yelling at these people for that?
Yeah.
I just think it's staged. Some of it. I don't know.
Some of it could be. Some of the people, I think they have chemical imbalances and they're just fucking retarded.
But why do you care? Like, I see a lot of them on YouTube, like a Karen going to their pool area because somebody's swimming in the pool. It's not even busy or anything, but there's somebody they don't know there and they're yelling at them. I'm like, why? If I saw somebody, I grew up in apartment buildings down in South Florida. We had a pool area. I did not know who lived in that damn complex, nor did I care who was swimming in the pool. Why do you care?
I also think for the most part, people minded their own fucking business.
Yep. That was a big one.
Nobody does that anymore.
Well, you didn't have to call the police for peeping Toms either because husbands took care of it.
Well, yeah.
Well, I think the keyboard bandits, they were worried about getting punched in the face back when we were growing up. You didn't say shit because you might get your ass beat. Now these kids, they're not afraid of anything because of the social media and cameras and shit. They know, oh, you can't do nothing because I'll just fucking sue you or I'll have you arrested and then you're fucking done.
Yeah.
Back then, we just knock somebody the fuck out.
Well, everybody wants to be, TikTok famous or YouTube famous or whatever. These kids going around, and I'm glad they're outside and they're having fun, but going around and pranking the wrong people.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a few of those where I'm like, ooh, you're going to die.
Yeah.
That's not smart.
Like, bro, you're in the wrong neighborhood and you're messing with the wrong people. And one
Like-
guy told this one guy as much. He's like, he was asking him a question and just like, hey, what's up? And he's like, the guy was sitting on it's a grown man sitting on a playground. So,
Oh my God.
or something like that. And he's like, yeah, I think you're in the wrong neighborhood, buddy. He's like, no, I like it here. He's like, no.
Yeah. I've seen a couple where the guy would go up to a girl and ask her number and do, like hit on her right in front of her boyfriend. And the guy's sitting there like, dude, are you fucking kidding me right now? And then when the guy got up in his face and was getting ready to drill him, he's like, oh, no, dude, it's just a prank, just a prank. And you show him a camera and he's like, I don't see where that has anything to do with it. I'm still going to drill you.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
Also, people started calling the cops on stuff like that. But like, even when I was coming up, man, you got into a little street fight. That's exactly what it was. It was a street fight and you squashed it and it was over right then.
Yep. Not anymore. Now you get shot or
nowadays-
stabbed or.
Well, if you get in a fight, you got to worry about somebody shooting you, or you got to worry about somebody's mom calling the cops because you settled your beef on the street.
Or a
with your
fight in
fist.
school. A fight in school brings charges now. When we fought in
Yeah.
school, there was no charges. It was all right. You kids, somebody either got expelled, suspended, depending on the severity of it, or suspended, and then that was the end of it. They didn't bring the law into it really that I ever knew about.
We stayed in the news because the
My
law
dad-
was there.
My dad said, "No, he could have been yanking my chain," but he said that their gym coach had boxing gloves, and it was well known at his high school that if you wanted to fight, you went to the gym and you got the boxing gloves. If you had a beef,
There's nothing wrong with that.
We did have a ring over in the wrestling room that was just there because we didn't have boxing, obviously,
yeah,
but there was a ring over there because
Okay.
regular Greco wrestling is on a mat. You don't need a ring. It ain't the WWF.
come on. I think it'd be more fun that way, though.
Let's
Well,
set up
throwing a few
this
slaps.
couple of pile drivers,
I'll give him the people's elbow.
People's elbow.
flying Zamboni, baby.
Stone cold stunners.
Your brother-in-law. That camera's on.
All I did was raise this.
Y'all didn't get no crack, did you?
I raised the front up. That was it. What is that supposed to mean?
I knew you was coming back.
Titties. Apologize about that.
All right, so
Well, all right
sorry.
then.
back to the foosball.
Go ahead, Dave.
You're good, man. I was just gonna say eggs are really expensive, man. Anyway.
Yeah,
It's crazy how eggs are just eggs, milk.
that's right. This started in the grocery store, didn't it?
Nope.
I did today. I made chili again today, and it was expensive.
Yeah, we didn't even we legit only bought deli meat, and we still spent $300.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the only meat we bought outside of the other groceries we needed.
I used to go
Uh,
to the grocery store. Just we're off topic here. It used to be $50 or $100 when the kids were here. Now there's two of us. It's $100 or $150, and
Yeah.
I can't buy nothing I used to buy. And there's no steak, no nothing.
Takes the luxury right now, man.
You got that right.
Dude across the way is about to lose a cow.
Well, I'm telling you,
I'm gonna go feed that thing corn for about a month, and he's gonna disappear.
that's why I bet you I'd like to see the statistics on that. When the price of meat goes up, how much more people go hunting to stock their freezers? You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Did we talk about that about turkey, or was that me and you at work the other day? Or was
It's
I
probably
talking to
me and you at work.
I don't know, but you're almost better off going and buying the whole cow.
Yeah, and just
If you know what to do with it, yeah.
take it to the butcher. Yeah.
Well, we used to do that when we were younger. You'd go get a side of beef from the butcher, and that was the best price you can get. It's half a cow. It's half a cow, and you part it out, and that was the best way to go. I don't know if that's still the case. I'm sure you get some benefit price wise out of it. But the guy the other day when we were talking about turkey, He said 5% of the herd population in the country has been reduced or gone because of whatever, drought, whatnot, feedstock. But it ended up being a 75% reduction in what's available. So it's
Yeah.
4 times higher.
Yeah.
So 5% in it ended up being a 75% decrease and a multiplier of 4 on the cost. Someone's
Yeah.
calculator's broke.
Please, if anybody has any questions or comments, hit us up at primecohesion@gmail.com or head to our Facebook page at Prime Cohesion on Facebook and leave some comments. We'd appreciate it.